YouTube. I'm also going live on my Facebook group. So like people are gonna hear this twice. But first off, I am Amina Dwayne, aka Lady Meansy. I'm the owner of Striving Flawlessly, which is an amazing brand that's all geared towards helping women achieve their goals, build their flawless life and their flawless life and their flawless business. I own Striving for Modesty, which is a modest clothing company. I also own Flawless Business with Amina and Striving for Clarity. So I am crazy busy. I also, part of Striving Flawlessly is also a coaching program where I help women, meet their goals, kind of perfect their life and perfect their business. So, but this video is part of my Strivers Chat. And Strivers Chat is something that I do every 2 weeks, so bi-weekly on our Facebook group called Striving Flawlessly, where there's a topic and I talk about the topic, or I'll bring in a guest speaker to talk about topic depending on what the members of the group want. So before we talked about, our first Strivers Chat, we talked about how to build a business with no money. When you have $0, you're like, I want to surrender. I can't do it because I have no money. Well, I shared, some steps on how to begin building your business while you have no money. In this Strivers Chat, we're talking about how bad is social media, and let's get into it. Okay, guys, I'm like kind of nervous, but I'm also kind of hyper. So this is my first time doing a YouTube live ever, YouTube people. So I'm kind of nervous, but I'm also like, I'm hyper too. I'm really excited about this topic and decided to share this wealth of information with you guys. And I have a few other things I'm going to do after this whole thing is done. So yes, okay, how bad is social media? So we're constantly hearing about how bad social media is. We're here talking about privacy policy, Facebook selling our data or any of that stuff, or not that bad. So I'm talking about the stuff that we hear from like our friends and our family. People say don't post your pictures or don't post your information, don't post your business, and we see those little passive aggressive stats from some friends who are like, oh, I'm so cool, I don't post anything about social media. And we're constantly hearing about that. Like my mom, before she has a Facebook now. I know, crazy. She actually had it as it had. She actually has an Instagram, and she sent me a request, and I didn't accept. There's nothing on her Instagram. I don't know who created an Instagram for her. I'm pretty sure it's one of like her friends' kids or something. But anyways, so how bad is social media? So we're constantly being told that we shouldn't, you should scale back from it, it's harmful, etc. And that is completely true. There are some people who have poor use of social media. There's cyberbullying. There's this intense pressure to live up to other people's standards, as far as like posting pictures or people showing off their luxuries. There are people who go into debt over trying to like buy all this stuff that they're seeing other people have on social media. So there's definitely ills to social media that's not even going to discount that. So there is a bad side to social media. There's some people who feel like, oh, they never post on social media, so they feel like they're better than other people. They think, oh, that girl, she posts all the time. She's always telling us what she's doing. I don't. I'm so much better. And honestly, you're really not. And that's because everyone has different comfort levels. I have some friends who post nothing on social media, and then there's me who I post a lot. But I'm gonna tell you guys something really. Honestly, I do post on social media, but I don't post a lot of things on social media. And I mean to say this is, I post on Instagram, and you factor in all of my different accounts for all of my businesses and my personal, I post on Instagram multiple times a day. I post on Twitter multiple times a day, especially if I'm watching like a new show or a show that I like. I post on Facebook multiple times a day. So I'm all over social media on a regular basis. But despite me posting a lot, I don't put myself completely out there. There's a part of my life, and I say part of my life, I mean, there's certain things I don't post on social media. Things about, like family stuff I don't post on social media, unless something like funny. Like I'll post little funny things that like, the Minion does or the Mister does or something, stuff like that. But I don't believe in putting all of your business on social media because one, it's not for public consumption. I'm still a believer in that there's a privacy level. However, I do believe in showing my life, So when I said I don't post everything, I don't mean I'm not like hiding little like sinister things. It's not what I'm talking about. I just mean like having a set of boundaries of like kind of like things that some things you don't tell your friends just because it's random. They don't need to know that, those kinds of things. I don't post those things on social media. But social media, in my opinion, it's based on how you use it. Your relationship on social media is going to be determined and based on, how you're using it and how you're taking it in. For instance, someone like me, like I can see all these people doing all these crazy things and awesome on social media, but I don't feel a pressure to go and live up to those things. It just doesn't vibe with me. But there's some people who I know who do have those extreme pressures, and for those people, I would say take a step back from it or don't follow those pages or follow those people. But so we're going to talk about how social media, can actually be good for you. Because as much as there's all the negatives of social media, there's also so many positives of social media. We're going to talk about that today. Which I'm using YouTube, I'm using Facebook. Like there's lots of positives on social media. So we're going to talk about that. I love social media. I have no negative thoughts about it. It is time consuming, especially when you're using it for business purposes. When I was using it for like personal stuff, it wasn't very time consuming. For business, it is. And just so we're going to talk about and how to kind of use social media to your advantage. And first and foremost, just talk about my relationship. I feel like when I do these Travis chats, giving you my anecdote is the best way to kind of start off with and the best way to go. Just from my experience on social media, I'm going to put this out there. Without social media, my business would not exist. Okay, would not exist. My business would not be as successful as they are. They would not be where they are today. For instance, Flawless Faces with Amina and Striving for Clarity are completely based on social media. The online community, without social media, there would not be that online community. Flawless Faces without social media, first of all, without social media, I wouldn't do it, to be honest. Because on social media, people media is what got me into to make Flawless Faces a business. All of my sales come from social media. As far as SFM, without social media, SFM might still exist, but it would not be where it's at today. Without social media, SFM might have started off as, a physical store maybe, or just a store out of my house. It would not be, this really big store. I'm getting, I'm doing multiple sales and stuff and breaking thousands of dollars. It would not be where it is without social media. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys with there. So, trust me, there are a lot of people, I know people who make 100 grand social media a year, but without social media, they would not have their business. And they're not doing anything crazy, anything that Les said. Just social media made it a lot easier for them to pursue their dreams and elevators where they can earn a good income. Social media definitely has its perks. And then of course, with Striving Flawlessly, with me getting into coaching, social media comes in a lot. I was talking to someone today about how most of my customers and clients come from Facebook. I would not have that base. I would not be able to earn those sales and those clients as easily as I do. As easily as I do, if there wasn't social media, I would be having to, maybe put on ads in newspapers or putting on billboards or flyers and stuff, which I've done on my but yeah, so social media, things are just so much easier as far as getting the word out if you do the work. Social media definitely helped me to elevate my businesses to another level that they would not be at without social media. And there's ways to use social media for good. You can use social media to connect with others, to build relationships, to make friends, or for fun. Like me and my siblings, just oh my god, look at this funny thing this person did, or social media can be used for that. You can also be used to make friends. I had one of my really close friends, I would say my best friend, probably my best friend. Because I have another best friend, but my best friend, I would not know her without social media. And this is a funny story. So I had a who met this best friend through Instagram. It was some Islamic sisterhood post, and then my friend so went to this girl's house. We've never met till this day. I talk to her every single day about our kids growing up together when I get back to the US and stuff. So yeah, social media can definitely be used to build friends and relationships as well. But most importantly, and most related to this group, social media can be used for business. And obviously I kind of talked to you guys about my relationship with social media and how without social media, I don't think my business would be where they are today, or they wouldn't have grown as fast as they were doing. Last Travis chat, YouTube people, you guys missed that. But the live Travis chat I spoke about, I gave everyone an assignment. I told everyone to create an Instagram page for their business. That's the first I want them to do. If their business has not started yet, I want them to create an Instagram page, one, so they can have that name to themselves, and two, so they can start putting themselves out there and dropping little hints of and stuff about just building awareness of their business before they fully launch. And now that you've created your Instagram account, which I hope you guys have, if you haven't, go create your Instagram account or your Facebook page. I want you to start building a buzz before your business is fully launched. Start building that buzz. So you create the Instagram page for your business. Now I want you to do some tasks. I want you to begin actively building relationships through Instagram. Not selling, but I want you to begin actively getting Instagram. You can be inspired through Instagram. I get inspired through Instagram sometimes. even I was talking with the photographer today, working on the SFM fall collection shoot, and I was like, hey, see this picture, how the lighting is, that's how I want this to look. That's how I want some of my shots to look. I can do reconnect while YouTube is trying. Okay, it's reconnected. Oh, YouTube, I lost you for a second. Okay, YouTube is reconnected. Back to what we're talking about. So I was saying that I have a lot of friends, not a lot, but quite a few friends that are also business that I've met through Instagram. And some people would think that's odd, why are you friends with people who are kind of essentially, and yeah, they're my competitors. We don't talk about competition. We give each other advice to be like, there's one sister who owns a company in the UK, primarily scarves. She has my suggestions as far as, growing hers. I think she could improve on acts for things that worked for her. Like, and we're not actually like friends or more business friends because we only ever talk about business stuff versus like personal stuff. But she's my competitor because SFM does also sell and ship to the UK, but I don't see it as that. I feel like there's enough piece of the pie for everyone. Yes, my goal is that SFM be like the top, the creme de la creme, but I don't feel like I have to like shut out other people. So I'm always about making more friends within the, there's a lot of modest clothing businesses, and I want to see us take over. Like I want to, because I mean, especially when you see things like Dolce and Gabbana and Burberry doing like hijab inspired lines. Like, I'm sorry, go sit down. I want the Muslim owned companies to be the ones that are getting the spotlight when it comes to hijab clothing brands. But no, yeah, I'm not like Nike sportswear hijab. That's great, but I want to see a Muslim owned company that has sportswear friendly stuff, which Sure So UK does. I want them to be the ones that are getting the attention of helping Muslim women exercise and stuff. Like, so yeah, I'm definitely into connecting and making friends with other Muslim owned clothing brands, and I do a lot of that through Instagram. So just like someone likes the picture, I like theirs, and then it's like, oh, and it was just like someone, there was NMB Couture. I found out it's actually owned by another Nigerian sister, which I was like, yay, Nigerian. But what she's doing with her brand and her message, I'm loving it. Like Hidayah collection, just check them out on Instagram too. What they're doing, their message, I love it. Like I like what to the industry within the modest clothing industry. And I'll comment, I'll like stuff, and they'll do the same to me. Like there's no competition in my opinion. Like yeah, we're competitors, but there's no like, oh my god, I have to do it before she does, or oh my god, like I gotta put her down, or no, like let's chat, let's help each other, let's build awesome business for Muslim women. So yes, Instagram can definitely inspire you, can definitely connect that way. But what I want you guys to do now that you've created your Instagram account, I want you to go and follow 5 mega accounts, like super accounts within your niche, within your business category. And when I say mega, I mean like the accounts that have like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of followers. I want you to see what they're doing. Don't copy them, but I want you to kind of see pretty much what the industry has, what the industry is into, what people are looking for. So if you're trying to own, a handbag store, find an Instagram account of a handbag store, but a super account, so one that has millions of followers, and look at how they're presenting themselves. Because I mean, they might not be exactly your competitor, but though that's what the industry is laying out, that's what's in. So go and see what they're putting out there, see how customers are relating or respond to them, see how they're relating to their customers. So I want you to find 5 super accounts and follow them. Then I want you to find 5 mid-tier accounts, and the mid-tier accounts. And with those, you're going to be able to relate more to those because yes, they're still in your niche, and they're big scale. So it's easy to say like, oh, those brands have millions of followers to make a ton of money. I can't do that. But then you see something that has 10, 20,000 followers, and you can say like, hey, it's a bit more attainable for me to like see what they're doing, see how they're approaching clientele. So 5 super accounts, 5 mid-tier accounts. I want 5 beginner accounts, and beginner accounts are like a couple hundred to a couple thousand followers, and those are the ones that you're going to use to build relationships with. Those accounts are the ones that can be your besties in this industry. Those are the accounts you can talk to for advice with them. Also, again, just to get inspired and just to see what's out there, just to relate and see what are the people, what are the customers, your future clientele, what are they into, what are they wanting, etc. So those are the assignments. So find 5 super accounts, 5 mid-tier accounts, and 5 beginner accounts. I want you to get inspired and network. Like I've been networking, especially lately. I've been up in my networking game as far as modest clothing brand coaches and stuff. And I feel like, first of all, I feel a lot better just as far as how I relate to things. To be honest, like just having that connection of someone else who's in that same boat as me helps me work on my business so much more. Like, so I was talking to a sister today. She's kind of a coach herself, a different area of coaching, but she still coaches people as far as like business goes. And we were just talking about, I was talking about, how Facebook works better for me than Instagram, and she's asking for my tips and my thoughts, and vice versa. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I can't go and ask asking my random friend who works as a doctor about, Facebook algorithms or what's the best way to market myself. She can't answer that question for me. Like she can tell me, hey, I think you should do this, but she doesn't have any, real to actually give me advice. So, but we're on Instagram where I meet people who are into that stuff. They can give me actual advice and give me actual, things to try out. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to wrap up the YouTube live and the Facebook live. Definitely check out my Facebook channel, Striving Flawlessly. I just posted a video last week for the flawless bag, the throwback edition, where I was talking about my throwback, the makeup that I used to have in my makeup bag 5+ years ago. And it was kind of fun. I did a whole look with that. And actually, I'm actually going to do a video after I'm done with this live session. I'm going to do travel makeup, the flawless bag travel edition, because I'm traveling tomorrow, just doing a staycation in Dubai. So I'm going to show you guys what I pack when I travel for makeup. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'm so hyper right now. But thank you guys for watching, and I'm hoping you guys can take all the tips that I'm giving you so you guys can build your full-time flawless business. Have a blessed day. This is not one end.